the only company in India that makes something called as the indelible ink. If you're wondering what is an indelible ink, it is that ink that is put on your fingers the moment you cast your vote. We are in election season, and many in social media are putting up their fingers and expressing the fact that they've gone out and performed their duty as a citizen and getting that mark to say the fact that they have voted. But if you wondered where that ink comes from, that ink, right from the first elections that India ever had to the one that we're having right now, that ink has been made by one company from the south of India. The name of that company is Mysore Paints and Varnishings Limited, MPVL. And that company, which has been specializing in making this indelible ink, is now set to diversify further. And in fact, it is set to diversify so far away from indelible ink, it is set to enter sectors like home decor. Suyash, this is a very interesting phenomenon, isn't it? I mean, it's a unique company that makes a unique product. It's the most unique in every single which way possible. One company making one product right from the first elections to now, and now it's going into making something that many companies are making, which is home decor.
Right, and brilliant introduction, Krishna. I mean, not many people know about Mysore Paints. I mean, this, as you rightly pointed out, the sole supplier of indelible ink to Election Commission of India, and they derive a bulk of their revenue from this product. I mean, 75% of the revenue comes from indelible ink. Rest 25% comes from different businesses such as industrial paints, varnishes, to name a few. But as you know, because of this indelible ink being the major product for them and a major revenue driver for them, it has a big seasonality effect. That said, despite it being a seasonal sort of a business, because only, I mean, in election time you need this ink, right? In non-election years, they have still managed to post profits and pay out dividends. So that 25% of the business is still doing well. Now they are planning to enter home decor business. Now this is a very competitive space already. Grasim has recently made a foray into the paints business. We have titans like Asian Paints, Berger, Nerolac already in the business itself. So how does Mysore go about it? I mean, that would be interesting to see.
Or how does Mysore go about entering the home decor business? And to answer that, we have the Managing Director of Mysore Paints, Mr. K Mohammed Irfan, joining us on Business Plus. Mr. Mohammed Irfan, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us over here. Tell us, you are a legacy company and continue to be that legacy company from the first elections that India ever held to now. How did the idea of diversifying into home decor business come about?
Yeah, as you were rightly saying, our dependency levels on indelible ink were higher. We want to reduce it. We don't know, because with the advent of technology, probably the next elections, they may use indelible ink or not. So we are already into paint sector. We are one of the oldest paint manufacturing company. We were set up in 1937 by the late Maharaja. So we are a paint manufacturing company. Basically, we also do indelible ink. But indelible ink, happens only once in 5 years, or assembly elections. You can divide it over a period of 5 years. So we want to reduce our dependency levels. So we are already into industrial paints, industrial coatings, primers, and other things are there. We want to go into your emulsions, water-based emulsions or decorative paints, and our clientele will be mostly institutional ones. For example, hostels, offices, and such sort. And we'll go in a smaller way in the private sector, the private marketplace also.
I mean, Mr. Irfan makes a very interesting point. How long is indelible ink going to be viable? I mean, because we have spoken about this extensively, how different countries are moving towards biometric verification. I mean, we are not there yet, but that's, where we plan to go to eventually. So shifting focus from indelible ink, which could be outdated, product moving forward, to perhaps decorative business makes all the more sense.
Makes all the more sense, but even before that, we get to the home decor business. My question here is that, but there's also technological advancements and changes to your own indelible ink business itself, isn't it, Mr. Mohammed Irfan?
Yeah, very true. You are saying we are also modernizing our existing plant also, where we are modernizing the plant, and apart from diversification of products also. Our chairman is the current industries minister, and he has shown us, given us a roadmap to how to do that, and we are up to it. We are on it. I think we will be modernizing our plant also, and apart from this thing. And as you rightly said, we are a profit-making company since the day of inception. From 1937, we have never gone in the red in any year, and we have been paying dividend to the government. It is a government-owned company. Major shareholder is the government owned, 97, 93%. Yeah.
And that's because, there's one election happening, or there's either a state election or a central election, happening. So is that how you manage to sell Indelible Ink right through the all the time?
No, to some extent you can say that whenever there is an election year, our profit margin, our profit thing goes up. But we are apart. There are many lean years also where there is no election. Then also we have been in profits only.
And how did you manage that? Is it from your varnishings business, your other industrial paints business? Is how you manage?
We all our transport corporations, then electricity corporations, they all procure from us. It is a G. Basically, most of my business is G to G, government to government, and yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now tell us, as we spoke about at the beginning, such competition that you have to face now when you enter the home decor business, is that going to be a main focus when it comes to diversification? Only home decor, or are you planning to do more than home decor?
In home decor, our initial target, the low-hanging fruit, as you say, that those will be offices, hostels. There is so much of government spaces there, buildings are there. And I think it will be the procurements and everything will be easier from us rather than the private sector. So I think that will be the initial. We will be targeting initially the institutional buyers only. To some extent, we'll also enter into the private market space.
All right, and so what's the timeline looking like? I mean, when are we entering, and when are we, planning this first product launch in this new foray of yours?
Because currently we are under the code of conduct, so we have made up a DPR and all. I think as soon as our code of conduct goes, our procurement for the machinery and this thing will start. We have the space and everything is already there. We have to have some procurement has to happen. I think after the code of conduct we'll start the process, and in 3 months we'll be up and going.
Also, would you need new equipment for the same? Because from what I understand, you are already in the business of industrial paints. Do you need new equipments to shift to home decor?
No, for water-based emulsions, I think we will have to go for some newer machineries, and newer machineries. Through that we can go for some lean manufacturing, and we can compete with. As you said, there are very many big players are there.
Okay, very
we would have to be competitive.
Okay, you have to be competitive, which also means that you have to start doing something which you haven't done before, which is start advertising. Because Indelible Ink doesn't need any advertisements. Government to government varnishings and paints doesn't need any advertisements. But home decor business is all about marketing and pitching it right to make it attractive to the consumer.
No, Indelible Ink, you can say it is 40% of my this thing. 60% comes through my paint business only.
Okay.
So I'm paint manufacturer, also doing Indelible Ink. I'm not an Indelible Ink manufacturer doing paints.
Okay. Okay, but the point is that so far your business did not require all this making advertising. Look at the number of paint ads that play out between IPL matches. That gives you an idea of how much you need to market it right. So what is going to be your marketing strategy? Do you have one in mind?
Yeah, that as I said, for me the immediate requirement will be I will be targeting the government spaces. Many of the institutional buyers we will be targeting, and it will be easier for them to procure from us since we are a government entity. Though they will immediately shift to us, and then to some extent we will try our hand at the private sector also and see what is our cost effectiveness and how much we can compete in the quality aspect.
Okay, the reason why I'm asking is that my question was eventually going to be like, who's going to be a brand ambassador, when it comes to selling your home decor business?
Yeah. Presently, I'm under code of conduct. Once I speak to my chairman and the code of conduct is lifted, I think I can answer you better.
Okay, so which means that there is something, there is an answer. He is not at liberty to talk about it. That's Mr. Mohammed Irfan, Managing Director of Mysore Paints. Thank you so much for taking time out to be with us over here on Business Plus. What a fascinating story, isn't it, Suyash, that, a company like this, how many people even know where the Indelible Ink comes from? And now, even before they can figure out where it comes from, that company is moving on from Indelible Ink to other business.
And I think what's more surprising to me is the fact that even in non-elections year, when you don't need your major revenue driver, they are still able to deliver profits and pay out dividends to the investors. And now, since we are talking about one nation, one election, and shifting probably perhaps in the near future to biometric verification, the need of indelible ink is going to die out. So the need of the hour for the company is to diversify, and that's what they're doing.
That's what they're doing, and and the way you're talking about the company paying dividends and making profits, you would prefer it if it was a listed company, isn't it?
Definitely. I mean, wherever you see a monopolistic sort of a business idea, I mean, that's where you need to be, I feel.